You have to watch this movie. Hundreds of Beavers. Start it right now. Beavers.
We love beavers.
We're here because we love beavers.
She can churn my butter.
Beaver don't taste great.
Who looks weird and would answer questions? I do look weird.
One of my favorite comedies of the past, like, decade. I had a
Decade.
blast.
I had a blast. I want to watch it again immediately.
I saw a tad of the trailer and I immediately stopped because I didn't want any spoilers.
No spoiler.
I did
Okay,
not.
so here's what happens in the film.
Okay.
Is it?
Are you one of the Beavers?
Am I in it?
Yeah.
I'm one of the Beavers.
Don't look anything up about this, just go see it. Trust me, when have I ever lied?
He never lies.
Absolutely.
This guy looks like he's seen beavers. Tell me about this film, Hundreds of Beavers.
Dude, this guy hates beavers.
Are you guys, like, associated with it? Or are you just
No.
like, having a great time?
No, we're
Oh,
just
cool. Okay,
normal
yeah, that makes
people.
sense.
Yeah, because that's who works on farms.
And I'm like,
young hotties.
Hundreds of beavers. Hundreds of beavers.
Describe the film.
A live action Looney Tune.
It's like a live action Bugs Bunny film starring Charlie Chaplin, directed by Rube Goldberg.
What's Rube Goldberg's directing like? You know? A lot of
It's-
Dutch tilt? What are we talking?
Is he a real guy?
I think
Yeah,
Rube Goldberg
he
was
was
a
a
real
real dude.
person. Yeah, he made machines
make
that were very
films.
complicated.
This is when you put the bio, the Wikipedia bio right
Yeah.
here over my face.
For the rest of the film.
It had a lot of video game-esque.
Which video game?
It reminded me of Don't Starve, which I always call Tim Burton's Animal Crossing because it looks like these little pale, gaunt Tim Burton characters.
It goes from cartoon to actually feels like a video game, and I would play Hundreds of Beavers with
Which
you.
console was it on?
Oh, I want to say Genesis.
No, Super Nintendo.
Looney Tunes video game meets Buster Keaton.
Smoking a lot of weed and then watching Chaplin.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's madness, it's hilarious.
I would say it's about the American dream.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah, American Dream, man.
American Dream. You have a favorite gag? I guess it doesn't need a visual.
What?
Give me a gag.
There's a point where you're just hooked. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay, here we go. I thought it started out kind of slow, and I was like, is this for real?
What the fuck did Jeff make me watch?
Yeah. The part that hooked me was when to like stab it against the tree, and I was like, okay. And then it just kept getting more and more clever with different things because there's a lot of repetition
Give me a gag.
until it starts to like blossom out.
Yeah, I think you could trim 10 or 15 minutes out of that first hour.
No, I like the
repetitive.
setup that it does. Because it sets up jokes that only build throughout the whole movie.
I still think you could trim some through
A little
there.
bit, yeah.
But, right, it keeps building up like information of like, oh, well, if I whistle, then that woodpecker comes, and then, oh, this will attract these animals, and it all kind of culminates. My favorite was the frog, fly, skunk, wolf, ice gambit.
Yes.
You guys know that one?
Yeah, that was good. It takes the whole movie to set up. For some reason, frogs attract skunks because the skunks like to hold and pet the frogs.
Was that what it was?
I think so. It makes no sense. It's one of the clearly like, oh, this is nonsensical. So he uses the frog to attract a skunk, which he shoots.
And there was
Yeah.
portals too, right? Somewhere in there, maybe?
Yeah, he finds that the rabbits have set up an underground system that allows him to travel.
Fast travel. I wrote it's like Terry Gilliam's, Wes Anderson's The Fantastic Mr. Fox and the Holy Grail.
Oh my.
So, you know, there's the detective, the
Sherlock
Beaver,
and Watson.
Holmes
Yeah.
and Watson following them around. That reminded me of the cops in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Because they like
Oh,
murder
yeah.
the historian, and then at the end they show up and like, oh, that's
To
the
arrest
end. But
everybody.
in this, it's like, oh well, let's do the court scene
Best damn court scene
Wink.
ever.
ever.
You gotta
You gotta do more of a French Canadian,
Was that not French Canadian?
Higher pitched.
a little more nasal, I think. The French, you know, you got a little bit of that in there.
But it's in Wisconsin.
It's
The
close.
French and Indian War.
It's close to Canada, and they
Remember
have
the French and Indian War?
Yeah, I remember that. I was there. Me and leather stockings, we like touring around those forts. That's a James Fenimore Cooper reference. Look it up.
Anyway, Green Bay was named La Baie de Provence, literally the Bay of the Stinks, by the French explorer Jean Nicolet. The French received the name from their Indian guides, who called the natives living near Green Bay by a derogatory word meaning stinkers.
That's funny because Chicago means onion field.
Green Bay is the Bay of Stinking Waters, and Chicago's the onion field.
Huh. It sounds like there's a lot of Native Americans from south of this area that were like, oh, those guys out there, they reek of onions.
And we saw the founding of the Bay in this film.
Yeah.
I think it's a historical epic about the founding of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
One of my favorite little bits was
And then my favorite gag in the movie where the pole is pulled down into the water because the snowman can't fish, so Rylan rebuilds him as a buff snowman using the buff snowman I created in the snow.
Buff. Yeah.
With little nipples.
And it just does the
It's
same
like
thing.
huge muscles and nipples. He had the nipples.
and you're like, that's like cartoon logic.
Yeah.
That should
Yeah.
work, but it doesn't work.
I love when he realizes he's done something stupid, or obviously, and he goes, duh.
Because it's mostly dialogue free, but there's
Right.
just those little moments.
And Aaron laughed a lot at that.
Yeah.
I wrote down that Aaron really laughed whenever there was really gruesome injuries. No comment. What was your favorite gag in the film?
Whenever he would like get confused of how something didn't work out and be like, oh yeah, never mind, that's why.
But also the spit gag.
The spit take cup where it just goes 7 times and they keep building and building on the gag, and then the final, the ends, is just
the dog's playing poker, and then it just whittles down, and they're playing war, and eventually it's just the last one playing solitaire. I lost it.
The tripping.
The what?
The constant tripping.
Tripping.
Yeah,
just
tripping and falling.
I thought you said tribbing. I was like,
No. It's just the constant tripping and falling. That was
Also, the little whistle he kept doing at the beginning.
way to be.
Fist pound.
All right. I get triple fisted tonight. Anyway, in a minute, we're going to have a meat sampling. I got beaver meat, squirrel, and I've got coon meat.
I've actually eaten squirrel before.
That's racist.
They're all going to be goat. You've eaten squirrel?
I'm from Southeast Missouri.
What is it like? Chicken?
It's kind of tough and greasy and gamey.
Because they're just like this all the time.
Yeah.
There's no fat.
Oh, that's what Dee would taste like, though.
It's tough and it's gamey. It's not bad. If there's any other meat available, I would choose it.
According to the Pope, beaver is technically fish.
So you can eat it on Friday.
You could eat it on Friday.
Good. I still haven't violated
Thanks, Catholics. Anybody Catholic?
Catholic laws.
Nope.
I was.
You've never violated any Catholic laws?
Nah, I've never done it.
Not one?
Nah, I'm perfect. I'm going straight to heaven. They're not even going to check me at the gate.
Catholic heaven, though.
Yeah, I get VIP entrance.
I like the Return of the Jedi sequence. The sleds.
Yeah, when they're sledding.
They're sledding in the
Oh,
woods.
yeah, I did
They
think...
use specific audio cues.
Yeah.
But there's no Wilhelm scream.
And that could have been easily used.
Yeah, I was
Anywhere,
really surprised.
really anywhere in it. You also need to have the Robert Redford GIF, like
Yeah.
when he looks.
We say
at the-
GIF in this house.
Yeah, we're a GIF.
We're a GIF house.
We're
Nope,
GIFers.
We're GIFers. That no one thought was Robert Redford, you know, when he has the big,
big
old
beard.
beard, and he's like,
I'm
But
pretty
the
sure
dude-
that's Zach Galifianakis. Makes you think of Ewoks, that scene. And I was watching it with this band who makes me think of Ewoks. He's got little Ewok legs.
He's more of a Mogwai, but like the shitty Mogwais that come out of Gizmo when he gets wet.
another favorite sequence pretty early on when he first is fighting with the wolves. He's climbing the tree. Whenever the movie did these kind of high angle shots, it looks so much more dynamic. There's a lightning strike and like the whole sky lights up white. And so it's just like silhouettes of trees that he's climbing. It was like real two-dimensional kind of look. It was really cool.
We only had one wolf, and we just duplicated him with some movie magic. We stole the backwards snowshoe thing from Death Hunt, but this one wolf has seen Death Hunt, so he follows the snowshoes backwards.
What's the right number of beavers?
Like, I can only ever handle one beaver at a time.
Unambitious. What do you think beaver tastes like?
Your mom. Each one's unique. It's probably fattier because they're like related to muskrats and shit, so.
Oh, and obviously because muskrats taste like.
I bet beaver don't taste great.
Beaver don't taste great.
I'm getting laughs from the side over
the
here.
The peanut gallery. Snow boobies.
She can churn my butter.
Would you rather eat a beaver
Yes.
or love a beaver?
I've seen this question answered multiple times. So.
I did some ambush interviewing at Screenland Armor.
Oh, yeah?
He was my cameraman.
Yeah.
We're here at Screenland Armor to see hundreds of beavers. Later we'll do an episode on Night Bitch, obviously. And now you pan up. Look at the marquee. This is amazing. So far, no one has seen it. Are we in the line? Did I get in line? Would you rather eat a beaver or love a beaver?
Ooh, it's a tough question. You know, I've always been kind of curious. I think I would try one. I don't think I would like it.
Eat or love?
Eat. I do have love for my woodland creatures.
Would you rather eat a beaver or love a beaver?
Love a beaver.
Love.
It'd probably be gross, so honestly by default.
I would probably rather love a beaver. I don't know about eating rodents.
Like take it in as a little pet and have it forever?
Whatever love means to you.
Yeah.
I'd say love. There's that cute video of the beaver that makes like a dam out of
I don't know, they might
people's
be like
pillows.
foxes though, and really
Cause trouble.
spicy pets.
Spicy.
Well, then I'd rather eat it.
Crawl.
That's hard-hitting beaver stuff.
Eat.
Okay. Would you rather be a beaver or have to dress like a beaver every day?
Be one?
What if you get to be a millionaire that dresses like a beaver? You're an eccentric millionaire.
Millionaire, that's
money
not a
changes it
lot
for
of
you.
money nowadays.
2 millionaire.
Okay. Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
I'd dress as a beaver and I would just sit in my mansion and watch my beaver movie.
Mansion
And-
slash 4-bedroom house.
And love and all day.
4-bedroom, one
You
level
dress as
house.
a beaver. You love beavers. Have you seen it yet?
Oh, that guy. What's up?
You know this guy?
Yeah.
Howdy.
Tell me about this guy.
Oh, about this guy?
Yeah, just
He
anything.
was a reoccurring character in a few parties, so.
What's he like at a
recognizing
party?
faces.
Whippersnapper.
I'm a party
Yeah. He's a party boy. That's right.
Party boy.
Keeping it interesting.
Be a beaver. They seem to have really great life purpose.
He's gonna be one.
I'd rather be a weirdo dressed as a beaver.
He's a weirdo.
I like being a human.
You want to be a weirdo dressed as a beaver?
Yeah, I think
I'll take that.
You can cut the sleeves off.
Weirdos.
They're over there in the other line.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help me. Is there a good name for an astronaut beaver? Cosmonaut, taikonaut for the Chinese.
What's
do?
the
How
what's
come
the
I've
Latin
never
name
heard
for
of-
beavers?
You speak Latin?
I mean, it just kept going. Like anything you could think of that they could have thought of, they thought of.
Castor.
Astronaut?
Yeah, castor nut.
Castronauts. So is castor oil made out of beaver guts?
It is, yeah. I mean, it's probably their
I
fucking.
thought castor oil was from a bean, not from.
It's probably their anal glands.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh wait, castor oil is a vegetable oil pressed from castor beans.
So this film
you dum-dum.
lied to
But
us.
somehow the North American beaver is called Castor canadensis.
Well, and they get castor oil out of the beavers
Yeah.
in the film, and I was like, is that where castor oil is? If you were a beaver, what would you most want to dam?
Did you say Dan?
Which Dan would you love the most if you're a beaver? Aim high, Hoover Dam. Just build a beaver
The
dam right
biggest dam.
in front of it.
A beaver dam right before the Hoover Dam.
Right, yeah.
Steal electricity from all of Southwest America.
The Nile. I don't think beavers exist in Egypt, but yes.
You'd be the one.
I would be the one.
You'd be the one. And they wouldn't be able to do anything about you because you're like the one beaver. So they're like, well, we gotta just.
You're Keanu
Endangered
Reeves.
species.
He's protected.
You're the Keanu Reeves of Egyptian beavers. How many beavers do you think you could fight at once?
They're not that big.
People seemed a lot more afraid of beavers in the theater.
Maximum one.
One.
None. I'm very
Zero.
uncoordinated.
One beaver would defeat him.
Yes.
Defeated by a single beaver.
I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 I could curb stomp. Like,
People
I could
around
quickly
here
curb
could,
stomp.
they probably think they can fight a bear just fine. And
Yeah.
I think I
will.
could take on a grizzly bear, personally.
Yes.
The key is be very unpredictable. You know, wild animals, they're ready for you to go like, grr, I'll look big. And if you're just like, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is that? And run away. I could take on
you're
it.
gonna Zoidberg the bear?
You Zoidberg it.
Yeah.
They can't, they're not ready for that. What's going on back there? All right.
Curb stomp 4 beavers
4.
without
4,
any
sure.
problem.
They're
So
very
then each beaver after that, I'm taking on individually.
But-
They're not
instantly
coming
kill
at you
4.
like it's a bad kung fu movie one at a time.
No, it
They're
is.
gonna
That's how fights work.
No.
That's how fights work.
No. It's
That's what movies have taught us.
swarm mode.
I feel like I could easily get 10 beavers.
Anytime you say beaver.
What does that button mean?
Boing boing beaver.
I literally, I sent her a text saying every time they see Beaver, we should take a shot. Best drinking game of all time.
Bingo, start it up.
Beaver shots.
Somebody set them out.
Beaver shots. I'm a leg crosser.
Yeah, me too.
I got this at
What is it?
trivia because the
Oh.
team that won it,
We're like 18.
we're all they were like 21-year-olds, and they were like, "You win a bottle of bourbon," and they were like, "Oh,
Dang, they
do
really
you guys
give
have
away-
like quirks?" So I was like, "I'll give you guys $20 for it." So I got a deal. We went to see this at Screenland Armor.
Which was my 3rd time seeing it in a month.
So you liked it a little.
Big fan.
You talked about the point in the movie where you're like, I'm fully committed now. At that point in the movie, I was not only fully committed, I texted everyone I knew
To go
individually.
watch it, yeah.
I didn't start a group text. I just started texting people individually, be like, you have to watch this movie. Hundreds of Beavers. Start it right now. Catch up to me.
How many people did you text that to?
Like 4 or 5.
Well, he probably like
you just said
he probably,
everyone
like-
you know, and now it's 4 or 5.
He probably just put his finger and held it there and copied it and pasted it.
No, I typed individual messages.
typed
I don't
everything.
really
doesn't
know how to copy and paste.
He doesn't know how. So when we saw it in the theater, suddenly the film stopped.
A police officer walked in. Deshaun, your mom is looking for you. Deshaun, if you're here, your mom is looking for you.
Black guy was like, oh, that's me. What's happening?
So they paused the movie.
Your mom is looking for
Was it
you?
like a bad emergency?
I was tempted to be like, I am Deshaun. You know, we can all be Deshaun.
Sim had one stood
I am
up.
Deshaun. I am Deshaun.
Oh, there's people behind you talking the whole time.
The whole fucking movie.
What were they talking about?
I couldn't tell.
Did they
our
think they could just
age?
talk the whole movie because it's like a silent
Because it's
dish?
a silent movie. Oh, shit! And so I sort of half stood up and turned around and I said,
Is this y'all's motherfucking first movie?
they shut up for about 5 minutes and then drunkenly forgot that I had said anything to them. And
The last time that happened into one of my movies, old women, like 60, bright screens and talking to each other. That's like a teenager thing to do.
no, I yell at people in theaters.
Yeah.
Maybe you could be like a vigilante.
Just take a batarang.
You get to see movies for free, so you're not an employee technically, so that if you do anything, they don't
like
get
an
in
air
trouble.
marshal.
A film marshal. I've got some questions from Tyler. Can you be my AI and write? So he wrote me some discussion questions. Have you ever seen a beaver in real life?
At the zoo, yeah.
At the zoo. I've been
Is
on
that
a
real
beaver
life?
dam. I slid off of it into the ice.
Remember where he's from and what he's already eaten?
Do you find beaver dams in the ice? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was on my godfather's property. Well, it was like by his property. We were out running around and
Someone
You're
else's
trespassing
property?
on someone else's beaver
Who has
property.
there was another little kid with us, shot some bottle rockets at me,
Sure.
which made me slip off the beaver dam. and
So they were
fall.
shooting fireworks at a beaver dam. So you had a real Looney Tunes upbringing, sounds like.
I slipped into the water and I broke through the ice. And, But
Yeah.
I was like holding on. I was like, oh God.
And then there were gears, and,
And
he
then he
climbed
came
up the
out,
gears.
and
then,
his feet were just like frozen in these
Yeah.
perfectly shaped ice blocks.
And I went,
Have you ever felt a beaver pelt?
I don't know.
I definitely have.
Are you a cartoon character? Are you just now realizing
I'm
it?
damn close. I'm
Yeah.
damn close.
Why do you think only beavers harness technology and no other animals in the film?
I mean, they're already engineers.
Yeah, it's the incremental,
It's like the rabbits aren't doing any like.
No, the rabbits are concerned with fucking. They do build that swing set though.
That's true. Take that, Tyler. The rabbits do have a swing set. That's a great
And
little
they have
bit.
a hole / portal system, you know?
Suck it,
Tyler, who I've
Tyler.
never met.
Yeah.
The craziest tracking you can imagine.
Is
It was
the main
fun.
character just called Tracker?
Nah, he's got a name.
Yeah.
Gene Kayak. The actor's name is Ryland Brixton Cole Twos.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
his name,
And I
huh?
was like, what is
Because I
this?
noticed that in the
What's his
weird
name?
preview, which you didn't see. You're sitting down and watching hundreds of beavers. That's a made up name.
I was gonna say, because it opens on the like Applejack Brewery
Yeah.
something.
I felt like that was like its own short film.
I think this was 3 different short films stitched together.
Mike Cheslick, I think is his
Yeah.
name. Mike Cheslick is the director, writer.
Because I noticed like 3 title cards.
It's really
Master-
far in the movie, too.
Yeah. It really plays on the silent movie part right there.
Yeah.
Party?
made each act kind of separately. It's like they got some amount of money. They made a movie before called Lake Michigan Monster on a $7,000 budget. It's very similar in a lot of ways. Black and white, everything is super like close up Dutch tilt, but there is dialogue. Then this, they like made the first act, like they got money, made the first act, showed that to investors to get more money, and then they made the second act and then the third act. Like so, it's like 2022 is when it came out. So a lot of this was like during COVID. Come to Wisconsin,
hang out outside in the winter.
A lot of the shots, like the camera's up on a ladder. You gotta be up so that the person is like silhouetted against all the snow.
Yeah.
So it's like, so it's fucking freezing as shit. Climb this ladder. Where
and that guy was shirtless a lot,
right?
Too.
Yeah.
Or naked, I guess, or
right.
Practically.
And
naked.
the camera person is like, if you touch the ladder with bare skin, your skin will stick to it. And also the sun goes down at 4. Pretty limited time to shoot this. We got to lug all the equipment into a canyon and then film it real fast.
Then Ryland sneezes a Shutterstock image out of his nose and accidentally gets his 4th kill. Again, we have fake backgrounds here that kind of matched how I saw the slope of this cave area. Black and white's very forgiving of my bad compositing.
Would do all the editing like that night, and like visual effects, a lot of them you could just do like that day. And they shot it in 1080p. Didn't shoot it in 4K or better. It was like, hey, we're gonna have to degrade it anyway. And also like when you're adding all these visual effects, like when you're using it like an editing program, if you're not on some supercomputer, if you just are like playing through the footage like at normal speed, the higher quality it is, it's like, oh, it can't render it as you have to like render it and then watch it later. But like low enough quality, you can just play it live and see exactly how it would look.
Ryland pulls out this prop made by Brandon Kirkham, where we put all our fingers in the maggots that are living inside the heart.
I shoot in a 4K. And
I love the look of it.
Right.
Yeah. How many sub-level mascot suits did they get? Like, did they just have like 10 beaver suits and then they just
I have the answer
multiply
to that.
it like Lord of the Rings?
I'm trying to think of the most number of individual beavers you could tell were on screen without it being like multiplied.
Yeah.
Here it is. So beavers, dogs, rabbits, raccoon, wolf, skunk, and horse.
Do you even count that damn
How many
horse?
beavers? How many beavers?
I said 10.
10.
Yeah, 10 sounds right.
The answer is 6.
Oh, is that how many are in the fight scene in that cabin?
In the bar. Yeah,
Okay.
cabin bar, whatever.
Really good costumes. There truly are hundreds of beavers.
How many dogs?
5.
There's 5, right?
There are 5. Rabbits?
Like
2.
2?
2 is correct. Raccoons?
3.
Just 1.
Ah.
Just 1.
I know there's 1 skunk, right?
1 skunk is correct.
skunk.
Wolf?
There's like 3 or 4, right?
I think they could do it with 1.
Just 1.
Just 1.
And horse?
1.
Wow, only 1 wolf, because there was a few scenes when they really were doing the fighting.
That was the one in there that was like
really well.
Yeah, that's really good editing.
Really well edited. Like
that's the thing about like silent movies and that type of practical effect movie. It's all about editing. Your mom.
I mean, this movie made me want to make a movie. I mean, I did back in college little
that
tiny
count,
shorts. But there are once in a while there are these movies where you go like bursting with so much creativity that it gets your brain like buzzing, and you're like, I can do this with some friends. You probably can't.
It's just effort.
Speaking of, this film was shot entirely on a Panasonic Lumix GH5, which is what that is.
Oh, I'll just take
and
that camera.
I believe I just bought the camera, and then later I was like, so you're the director of photography. Here's this camera. And he's like, what? It's like, that's not like a super expensive camera. So anyway, so what have I done with my GH5?
All right, well, we got to take it out this week.
I got you guys in the jungle.
Could
add some effects to you, I guess. Where's the coldest place you've ever been naked?
In my upstairs bedroom without the heater on.
Oh yeah, I remember staying at Christmas at my grandma's house.
I was like, at that house?
No, yeah, I've been upstairs in your bedroom.
Stay-
Did you find any hidden Mickeys in the movie? This was Tyler asking, and I was like, did you find hidden Mickeys? And he said no, but I'm always looking.
This is a Disney World thing. I'm aware of hidden Mickeys.
This is a Disney thing?
Yeah, this is a Disney thing. At the parks.
They have hidden Mickeys?
And stuff.
Hundreds. Obviously, a lot of them are
Did
super
you
easy.
find any hidden Mickeys in my living room?
Did you slip me a Mickey just now?
I don't believe I poured that, so...
Oh yeah,
unless I've Mickeyed that whole bottle.
It's on camera, so...
You made a Lake Michigan monster on a $7,000 budget, and they make hundreds of beavers in 2022 on a $150,000 budget.
So what's next?
What's next? Is it a Batman reboot shot all on green screen, budget $300 million? Rotten Tomatoes, what is the critics score?
95.
Yeah, it has to be 90 or above.
97.
Ooh.
Yeah. Audience.
Probably like 80.
No, I'll say audience is like 98.
84.
What?
If I had seen it with an audience at the Screenland, like people drinking, having a good time, it would have been hilarious. Where there'd just
I
be
was
like
laughing my ass off in my living room, just like thinking, should I text my friends again? Nobody's texted me back yet.
Why aren't you watching this?
Why aren't you watching this right
we
now?
saw it at the theater.
Yeah.
I was still laughing, and it was my third time seeing it in a month, and I was still laughing out loud.
Even though there were people talking right
Even
behind
though
you.
there were people pissing me the fuck off.
Number one of the year.
All right, I've got 2 Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, it's the best movie I've seen all year. Not even close.
Film of the year?
Not even close.
What's your film of the year?
Furiosa.
Really? I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
a little bit of a lag at some point.
Yeah, I did see it again,
Some
and that's
turbo
what
lag.
because the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, that was pretty good. But then I saw it again.
All right, so here is a Rotten Tomatoes audience review. Not entertaining. More drama than comedy.
What? What? Is this?
This is like looking at the comments section on Twitter. Like,
I don't know
it's
what
just
that
like,
means.
It's just like bullshit.
In no way is it a drama. Like, if you thought it wasn't funny when it's trying to be funny, that's a failed comedy. That doesn't make it a drama.
No, he's talking about the real psychological battle between this man and in the wilderness.
Yeah, and trying to impress the love of his life.
It's Citizen Kane meets Seven. What is it?
Oh no, I don't think it's quite as dramatic as that.
What?
I would say don't explain it to anyone who's never seen it. Don't explain it. Just say
That's
hey,
kind of my
this
job.
is-
Maybe if it was a 20-minute short. After 50 minutes, my dad fell asleep and we couldn't take any more.
When I saw that it was an hour and 40 plus minutes, I was like, that seems a little long for something like this.
It is too long. Like, that's the one criticism.
But just
on
like
my-
kind of right at the beginning, just like you said, like 10
it finishes
minutes.
strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it keeps getting better, but it's a little shaky at the
Yeah,
beginning.
for me, I was like about 40 minutes in or so. I was like, all right, I get it. And it doesn't seem like it's really escalating.
You
Kinda-
texted me this.
Yeah, the second act kind of feels like, all right, I'm in this video game world and
Yeah.
he'll acquire that. And then this one. And then it's like the third act really escalates. And the part that won me back was when she's like, I'm gonna show you a little ankle. He's like, oh, what?
All right, I'm back
You
in.
get on a poll, I'm interested. A funny premise and amusing for about 5 minutes. Quite a few people seem to think it hilarious, and I wonder if they were drunk or stoned.
Can it be both?
Cover
You're
your ears
drunk
for
and
these.
stoned?
For these.
Also, 5 minutes in, we're not even through like the Applejack
no, we're not. No.
song opening. Does this person make it more than 10 minutes into any movie they watch?
No.
Only TikToks, man.
Vine, what was that? Quibi? Did you ever
Vine.
watch Quibi?
No one did.
That's why it's gone. I found a person who gave it a bad review, and I looked to see their other reviews, and they give everything either half a star or 5 stars.
Wow.
And I think it was Jeff with 3 Fs. And then I was like, didn't I just make a Jeff with like 4 Fs back there? This is a person who thinks voting matters. You know, he's like, I'm only gonna vote half a star to really tank it. What's the collective noun for beavers? Like a parliament of owls, a murder of
a collective
crows.
noun. I thought
that's the collective noun.
A congregation of beavers.
A good one is a crash of rhinos. Does it have something to do with wood or trees?
Do you respect wood?
Like a Cambria.
A canopy.
What is a Cambria? What does that mean?
It's the rings inside a tree. You can cut all this out.
Look at a lot of shit out.
Okay.
Oh wait, what do you call a group of sticks? Oh,
a bundle?
No, never
Maybe?
mind. That's an old word.
Is it racist?
No.
Okay.
Do you not know where he's going?
No.
Individually, we are weak, like a single twig. But as a bundle, we form a mighty faggot.
Oh.
It's a bundle of sticks.
Yes, I knew the cigarette
And I'm
one.
English, so I'm allowed to say that word.
Well, it's funny when you're
born in
watching
England.
an old movie where like the younger students used to like serve the older students.
What?
And the term for it is, oh, I used to fag for them.
My next thought was, I'll download the porn parodies of Leave It to Beaver, cut out the porn, and have us watch them. That turned out to be not a fruitful exercise.
Because there's very little to watch.
Well, I found 3. Beaver and Butthead, the Beavis and Butthead porn parody.
Oh.
Leave It in My Beaver. And Leave It to Mom's Beaver.
Leave it to Mom's Beaver.
Good morning, dear. What's so good about it? Oh, sweetie, what's wrong? Nothing. You can tell me. Well, it's Chip. Oh, what about him?
He's losing interest in me because...
Because why?
Because my aren't big enough.
Oh, honey, don't say that.
Oh, Mom, you just don't understand.
Is this break time?
Well, apparently.
That's owls.
That's owls!
We said that.
Is it a non-Newtonian fluid?
Yeah.
It is.
How many beavers could Caesar cleaver if Caesar could cleaver beavers? I watched Lake Michigan Monster. It opens. It reminded me of Life Aquatic.
Ugh.
Because,
no, I want to watch it now.
Both of these movies kind of remind me of kind of the Wes Anderson, really the like stop motion animation Wes Anderson stuff.
Sure.
But it opens with a sea captain whose dad has been murdered by a sea monster.
Nice.
And now he's assembling a
good
crew.
setup.
I have hired a group of specialists to help me locate the beast and murder it. Sean Shaughnessy, weapons expert. Edge Pepsi, sonar individual. And Dick Flynn, the team of the century.
It's very much like this, but there is dialogue and a whole lot of Dutch tilt, and I feel like it's Dutch tilt in your face every shot. I was like, it also made me think of Cannibal the Musical. Also, American Movie, which they listed in their inspiration.
Yeah.
Do you know American Movie?
I don't think so.
It's a documentary about a guy who makes shitty low-budget movies in Wisconsin from like 2000, 2001, something like that. Just this like white trash, lives in a trailer park dude who's just like, I make movies. You can just see him like ripping cigs and drinking hams. I don't know, what are you drinking in rural Wisconsin? Or
Stag.
Yeah.
Ripping cigs.
Just him and his buddy is just
or old Milwaukee.
And his buddy is just like fat dude who just has like a high-pitched voice and like just a weird silly caricature.
Yeah.
Who will just be like, yeah, I used to be on heroin, almost killed myself. All right, anyway, we gotta get this shot.
It's in that early era. We're finding the weirdest bits from America documentaries.
And when digital cameras were easier to get.
Okay, you gotta spread apart that way. All of the extras have just fell through, except for Mike Schenk right there.
We used to do a lot of partying together, but I don't party anymore.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves.
Does everyone have brown gloves?
No, dude.
The name of the film is Coven.
Coven.
Coven, that's the proper pronunciation.
No, coven sounds like oven, man, and that's just, it doesn't work.
Every time we got together, there was something that seemed to go wrong.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry I tried to put your head in this. Take 30. Cut. You gotta watch your teeth too, because they clack a little bit when they loosen up in the mouth.
This whole thing is turning into a theatrical mockery. You understand that, Mike?
No.
When you were researching, did you find out what they might be doing next?
I could tell you that Mike Cheswick's got a girlfriend who lives in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So he was splitting time between between Milwaukee and Sao Paulo.
Wow, that's quite
They met at a film festival. He's busy.
So he's got quite a dynamic closet.
We sort of made our own Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I was watching some podcast or something he was on, and he had like the giant head. He was in Sao Paulo, though. I was like, how do you get that there? He's like, yeah, check bag, you know. Anyway, he doesn't actually live in a lighthouse. It's a lighthouse museum that he's just like crashing in. And he's not actually a sea captain. He's pretending, and he's like, I never said I was a sea captain, but he's wearing a hat that's like, it says sea captain on it. I wrote down, it was a monster baby. At the end, they meet the Lake Michigan sea monster, and the monster explains to him that she is his sister. The whole thing was revenge for the death of his father. It was actually her father, too. But he realizes she's full of shit because part of the story she's telling, liquor stores closed at midnight, and it was right after that. And he's like, Wisconsin liquor stores close at 9. Everyone knows that. So he knew she was lying. He's like, this is the most Wisconsin thing I've ever heard.
You understand that, Mike?
No.
It's like the Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
3.
Dry Glaza. Would you like to talk about it on a camera?
Yes, even though I haven't seen it.
He hasn't seen the film.
Delightful.
She ran away very quickly.
Oh, she's very afraid. The social media presence, I mean, their Twitter account has just been going crazy.
They have a Twitter.
Are you guys like associated with it? Or are you just like, having a great time?
No, we're just normal people.
That makes sense. Just ordinary men?
Normal things.
I talk about it on my podcast. We'll see how it goes.
You got a podcast? You want to plug?
Oh, it's terrible. It's called Movie Galaxy.
Movie
You
Galaxy?
should listen. I never post anything, but yeah, you should totally listen.
So you don't ever post
She's part
it?
of it.
Let's say there's 5 children on a railroad track, and there's 5 old people on a different one, and there's a switch. But there's a beaver next to you. Would you throw the switch, or would you?
I think the beaver might have.
Leave it to the beaver.
Leave it to the beaver.
You want me to do something else?
Delete. Like, fuck you, AI.
Speaking of surprises, I'm going to surprise you we're going to play a game of trivia.
I'm pretty interested in the plot to this point.
Is it Murder, She Baked, The Cream Pie Conspiracy
of Ravens,
Baking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Deep Fried Daddy.
Deep Fried Daddy, or Bake, Die, Repeat.
Jeff loves himself a cream pie. Did you see the preview for Saturday night?
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase is like, oh, I tripped over my own dick.
They got George Carlin in there. They got,
I love me some George Carlin.
He's the original, they got a guy playing George Carlin
No,
because he was the first
George
host.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Yeah, I know he's
They
dead.
just have his propped up corpse.
Oh my God.
Just rotting and stinking, but on screen.
It's a book about metals.